So.
Might as well ask a little bit about Coach Hill, just what he's done. I think we talked at the beginning of the year just about the guys physically basically, but just to kind of add on to that, I mean, how far have they come? Just in terms of building up and getting stronger.
Well, we're making strides. I still think we got a lot of work. We're young, and there's a lot of development. You look at cycles or short periods, and if we can gain a pound or two of good muscle mass, if we can gain a 5 or 10 pound in a bench or a clean or a squat, and you can do that 2 or 3 or 4 times during a year. Now you've added 15 or 20 or 30 pounds to a bench. You do that over 3 or 4 years, you go from a 275 bencher to a 375 or 400 pound bencher. And it's like saving money. It's just small increments over time. We worked very hard last year to get in shape. We took some fat off our guys, but in doing so, we weren't strong enough, we're light enough. We've tried it now. Since we've leaned, let's bulk it back up with good weight. We had a very solid winter, and one of the reasons we're practicing spring the way we're doing it is we'll practice a day that next day is not only an opportunity to meet, but it's a big lift day. And then we practice and lift, so we're getting 2 if not 3 good lifts per week to try to take the spring cycle and cheat the system and try to find 5 pounds or 10 pounds and take a 172 pound DB and get to 174, 75, or take a Shane Wynn, who's a smaller guy, and find a pound or 2, because even if it's a pound or 2, it's a pound or 2 that he needs. And so it's small increments, and he's done a great job since he's been here. I thought we've had a good winter. And spring football in Indiana right now is not just about practice, but it's still about player development. That's the weight room, and that's Coach Hill.
What else you seen just on the field? I mean, what's progressing? What are you happy with basically in the last
week? We're still working hard to get past game, get rhythm, protection, everyone in sync, guys understanding. The faster they run routes, the quicker decisions, the quicker the ball out, the better the protection. The faster I'm running, the greater stress I put on the defense. But when you're thinking and going and working on learning your plays, you don't play as fast as you want. So from an offensive deal, it's just continuing to the ebb and flow and the evolution of syncing a pass game that is high percentage. This still has a physical presence about it. We do our I formation. We do that little bit of wishbone work every day. Keep working on a run game to try to have some toughness from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, we're lining up much better as far as just being sound and clean and alignments and being in gaps and not getting worked on easy plays. We're tackling better. We're playing with greater energy. We know what we're doing. It's a long way off, but it's significantly better. So, we've done a fair amount of hitting, a lot of scrimmage today. We stayed very healthy. We got a few nicks, but even the nicks we got, knock on wood, been a little minor. So we'll see as we move forward. But it's been very positive. It's still a long way from where we want to get to. We're going to keep fighting hard to keep plugging. But it's been good, clean, physical, gaining on it, positive work.
Have you lost anybody that wasn't hurt already, basically?
We had a couple of Paul Phillips jacked a foot. It's got like, I don't know what they call it. It's like a stress fracture or it's called Lars. I don't know those medical terms. So you're going to question my medical gig. And I knew a long time ago I wasn't going to medical school, so I didn't get much into that. But he's got a deal that's held him out. Same deal, I think Ryan Phillips has some bone spurs in an ankle. And we're going to scope that thing out. He was gimping around. And so it's been major that we did. And Alex Webb did break a fibula bone. So he'll be out for 4 weeks, and he's missed now a week of practice. So it's been minor, but as far as just battling through I think we're stronger. I think we're tougher, and we're battling through the nicks and the bumps and the bruises. And knock on wood, we've had a few things that are not ideal, but we've been cleaner than we have been in my first year.
Are you getting more work done from practice to practice because of the fact that guys have been through this once? Most of the guys have been through this once, and they kind of know what to expect.
And when you say that, meaning what? Done more now?
Just gotten more work done instead of having to explain stuff to guys.
Yeah. I think the best thing for us too is I don't think we're spending as much time on trying to coach the scheme as much as how to do some things and how to be a good teammate, how to do some leadership things, how to do some team building deals, and how to execute a route, not just what the route is, but now how to work on this route or how to run this blitz. So it's not just, okay, now you got the blitz, but this is how we line up and disguise it and do it better. So I think because, not that we knew every scheme perfectly, but there's been less emphasis on teaching schemes because there's a lot of recall, and I think it allows you to clean up and be more detailed in disguising coverages and picking up blitzes and how to execute better. So I don't know if we've gotten more I don't know if we've gotten more work, but you've been able to emphasize things differently because there's a lot of carryover because of recognition with so many players that have played, so many guys coming back, and it's year 2.
You talked about the passing game, and I know you talked about having kind of a tight rotation along the line, and obviously just having a couple quarterbacks. Has that been better or worse for kind of trying to work out some of the kinks in the passing game here?
Well, I always think, again, today wasn't too bad. A couple of days when it's been a little, which has been nice, but it's been a little bit warmer with lack of depth, we do fatigue. So then that throws some of your timing off because as you're going through all your kicking and all your reps and, you've got a guy and he's either, you've got 2 receivers running one spot, not a third. So it's either this guy or this guy running every play, then kicking. Those same guys are doing all the kicking, then you're individual. And when you're not as good as you want to be, you're working them hard. So there's a fine line as a coach where you don't mean to, but all of a sudden it's almost a little excessive, a little too much. So the only issue's been as far as the reps have been good. You see yourself do it on tape and you get the opportunity to correct it. You're not standing in long lines. There just is a balance as a coach where we got to make sure we don't fatigue it so much it's sloppy.
You've talked about not wanting to take a step forward and then a step back, and that overall, do you think that you guys are more crisp now than you were at the start of practice, and is that progressing how you want it?
We're trying. I mean, that's always a battle, but it's again, it's just a lot more energy and a lot more attention to detail and a greater understanding, whether it be of each other or schemes. Whether we be in better shape, we talked about, and stronger, that we're playing harder. I mean, again, it's still a long way from where this group's capable of getting to. And that's not a put down. We're a young team, a growing team, and there's a lot in front of this team to get to. And it's in my opinion, a long way from what it could be. But right now it's better, and it's positive, and it's more enjoyable. It's more fun to be at practice. The kids are liking it. The coaches are liking it. The competition's going good, and there's not the bickering back and forth. It's competitive, it's aggressive, and at the same time, it's still teaching a young team how to work hard and keep pushing every day. And that's human nature, and it's hard to keep, to keep pushing yourself. But it's again. I just expect a lot more. I think it can be a lot better. At the same time, we're not disappointed or frustrated with what's going on. It's going in a good direction. Good?
Yeah.
What else?
I was just going to ask, you were talking about hitting. I mean, you feel like you're making progress there too. You talked a few times about, hitting guys the right way, hitting guys hard, but with respect and that sort of thing. Are you seeing progress?
Getting a lot. Tuesday was awesome. And today wasn't bad. I mean, but Tuesday was really good. We did some things Tuesday, some situations where they were a little bit more difficult for the offense, and the defense got some momentum going and really just kind of kept putting the gas down and was flying around in a good way. So it's again, you don't see us miss as many plays as we were going through last season. Now again, we're going against ourselves. Let's see if we keep developing, improving, so we match up on other people. But as far as not blowing assignments, not missing tackles, not giving the offense cheap plays, the offense is having to work harder for its success than we were a year ago, where sometimes there's a button. We'll still have bust, but they're fewer, they're less frequent, and the tackling is gaining, and it still needs to be a lot better. Because I think every year you build, whether it be tackling, blocking, whatever, I think you build your physicalness as you go through the year. As you get stronger in the weight room, you get stronger in practice. The more you bang, it's just like toughening up your body, and the better it gets, the more you do, and you go through the process. And we're after practice 12, it's a lot better in practice 3 or 4, and hopefully we can, as we stall through summer with the lifting, we'll come back and continue to build starting in August. So it's going in a good way.
Is there a chance Matt Perez, I know, is a guy who kind of picked something up like right before practice. Is there a chance he could be back for it? Or
he had like a disc deal. We actually had enough pressure. They had like a slight little deal they did to him to relieve the pressures. I think he's out, and I don't expect him to be going until the summer workouts we have in preseason. So the backfield, David Blackwell was complimented and helped out well there, and you've got Stephen D'Angelo and Mr. Roundtree, Isaiah. You got those 3 plus David. That's the 4 guys. Anthony Davis, transfer guy, will have to sit out. So walk-on kid's a nice guy. Got a slight ankle sprain. Did some work today. We got he's a guy helping out that group. The bulk of it's going to Stephen D'Angelo, Roundtree, and David right now. Good.